Hi, I'm Bernard. I'm from Collingwood, and I've done generational healing with Vanessa. Yeah, I was experiencing some trauma that I was trying to go through, and that's why I seek out generational healing, to connect with that trauma and to see if I can work through that. Yeah, so I felt very welcomed by Vanessa and felt very much at ease. And first we sat down and sort of landed in a space, and then I lay down on a table where the generational healing started. And I thought it was really interesting how Vanessa sort of picked up on the trauma that I was experiencing at that time, and also connecting with the generation before me. In this case, it was like 5 generations before me. And it was really interesting how their lives was connecting to mine, and to understand the trauma that they went through. And I've really felt and understood their trauma. And it felt like energy was flowing through me, and I was releasing a lot of that trauma. I find it very comforting to learn that they also had trauma, because sometimes I feel like, oh, I'm the only one carrying this feeling, and just to be heard, and also to be connected with the generation before me, and also it helped me understand why I was carrying certain things, because some things I just couldn't place or couldn't understand why I was feeling those feelings, and really connect with it. I thought it was really beautiful. Yeah, so before, I think I was making decisions out of fear, or also unworthiness, but I don't feel those feelings anymore. So now I can really make decisions that are good for me, that are supporting my life, instead of sort of like trying to protect myself or come from a place of fear, which I don't have anymore. When I had generational healing afterwards, I also separated from my business partner, and what I noticed, I was brought in a business partner really because I felt I couldn't do it on my own, or I needed support. And I realized that I don't need that support. I can really make my own decisions, and I have a beautiful vision on where I want to take it. And so that really has changed for me. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, first of all, I found it very interesting to connect with them, and then and also that they're connecting with me, and just hear their story, which I didn't know their life story, and their challenges. And I think for me, a lot of times I'm so focused on my own emotions, and that I sort of, when listening to this, and when you're on the table with generational healing, you're really calm, and you're taking the time to connect to them. And yeah, I found it very interesting that they also had challenges, and the challenges were similar, and things that I go through, and that I could really connect with their stories. Mm-hmm. So now I feel richer after generational healing, because I feel there's more, and I feel that connection with my generation. It's I would say to receive generational healing is really supportive. It's really when you have that thing that's really bothering you, or that trauma, or you're not sure how to move forward, or you have that feeling of sadness, or things that you're holding on to, you can really, with generational healing, you can really go through it. And I really, especially the last time I had generational healing, I remember my whole body was shaking and releasing, and I was crying afterwards, like really releasing the trauma that I felt in my body. And also I find it interesting that your whole body is sort of a part of the experience, because I feel that's where we store some of the trauma, and that everything is being released. So it feels very comforting, and really, let's say if you go to therapy and you talk about things, I think it's great to talk about things, but here you've really experienced the release with your mind and your body. So it feels like 20 sessions in one. Yeah. I really enjoyed working with Vanessa because I felt really understood, And especially after, at the end of the session, where there's so much emotion happening and you're like, wow, there's so much shifting. I really felt that Vanessa was holding space and really allowing me to sort of land back to the space again. I was able to express myself, and I really felt Vanessa was understanding me and listening to me. I would say don't prepare at all. Just come with an open mind and just be yourself and be open to receive and open to healing.